Okay, now we're on chapter 4. Still can't find my glasses. By the time fall open house arrived at the end of September, I felt like I had a legitimate virus. Every erogenous spot on my body was inflamed and aching. Between classes, I often went to the faculty bathroom and stood, one knee resting on the toilet seat, to dully finger the already sore heat between my legs. So, Celeste is still at it. She just can't scratch that itch. Okay, so now there's an open house. So that's when the parents come in and ask the teachers, well, how much smarter is my child than all the other children? And then the teachers have to lie. It's kind of funny, you always hear stories about like PTA meetings and how like the parents come in and they basically like team up on the teacher, basically to try to bully her, and they either treating the student better or treating them or, giving them like a better grade. So in a way, they kind of just revert back to being pissy children, just pouting and starting arguments. It's like, well, shouldn't you like work with them because they're the ones trying to make your kid not an asshole? But I guess that's the problem when the parents are assholes. They see any attempt at correction there like an affront to their assholeness. It's like, no, we wanted to raise him to be an asshole just like us. I want to raise my son in my image. And I'm a fucking asshole. And by golly, my kid's gonna be exactly the same. A chip off the old block. A chip off the stupid block. Okay, Jack Patrick's parents don't show up to the open house. And she has a brief conversation with Jack Patrick about how he needs to speak up more in class. He needs to vocalize his opinion. This is after class, so they're facing each other. And when she's talking to him, he's shy, so he just kind of averts his eyes and looks to the ground. And she takes her finger underneath his chin to like lift his face up to look at him. And that alone just made me go, ugh. Even that, if I was 14 years old and a female teacher was talking to me and I couldn't look at her, and she did that finger under the chin thing to make me look at her, I think even that alone would stay with me for like my entire life. So I can't imagine all the memories Jack Patrick's gonna have by the time we're done here. So because she's going back to teaching, and her husband Ford is now on afternoon shift. He got reassigned, so now they barely ever see each other, which of course Celeste loves, but Ford's bummed because he actually loves her. Stupid bastard. But she keeps trying to tell him, oh, it's fine. We'll, it's a little hit and miss with us right now, but we'll get back on track. And she's just trying to convince him to stay on that shift because that benefits her. The last thing I needed was for him to decide his job was a dead end and begin playing detective in our personal life. It's just temporary, I'd coo, leaning down as close to him as I could manage. That horrible adult male sourness exuded from him most in the mornings, and kiss his temple. When he did intercept and make me kiss him on the lips, I had to be sure to get him squarely there, and not a millimeter to the left or right. The feeling of my lips touching stubble brought an instant and dropping hotness to my bowels, a sensation I can only liken to a forced enema. So in class, they're still reading about Romeo and Juliet. And they're talking about, they start talking about sex scandals and things like that. Yeah, I wonder who brought that up. And then she actually asks her students, are there any social roles in our society where it's okay for an adult to have sex with minors? And one of the students they answer with, well, like in some redneck states, adults can marry minors with the parents' consent and stuff. So then, of course, Celeste's mind is going to wander like it does. Never had I imagined my later years unfolding in a holler of West Virginia, paying the families of young men reverse dowries to marry me for their 14th year of life and then divorce on their next birthday. How does this woman have time to put together a curriculum for these kids. I mean, I guess she just got them reading Romeo and Juliet. She's an English teacher. She's been through it a bunch of times. But it's literally like every single thought she has. It's like every thought. I guess it's kind of for the point of the book. She kind of has to be wired like that. I'd actually be even more mad if we spent like chapter upon chapter of her like talking about like going grocery shopping and all the groceries she bought and how much everything costs. And then, oh, by the way, oh, there's a cute child over there. It's like, oh yeah, this main character is a pedophile. I keep forgetting. You got me again. It's like an M. Night Shyamalan type of twist. It's like, yeah, but through the whole movie, you don't even know that the guy was a pedophile. I was going to say Bruce Willis, you know, because The Sixth Sense, you know, the whole time you don't know Bruce Willis is dead. But I don't want to be throwing shade at poor Bruce Willis. He gave us so many good movies. And now they're just putting him in all this shit so he can save money to help his family. It's actually very sad. Very tragic. So not only did I not make the joke, I also over-explained what the joke would have been and ruined that too. So there you go. They're talking about other people who've had sex scandals. And one of the kids mentioned that Clinton got it sucked in office. And the whole class starts laughing. You know, because it's a room full of 14-year-old kids. They're going to find that hilarious. So Celeste is like, all right, everybody, calm down. If we're going to talk about adult subjects, we need to act like adults. It's like, can you believe this bitch? Because she wants them to keep talking about sex stuff. But she doesn't want them to giggle at it. Because it makes them nervous. So they have to make it into a joke. Because it's something they don't really understand. Basically, it's the equivalent. She wants them to just talk dirty. She just likes hearing it. So that was chapter 4. And it's getting worse.